Good morning everyone, thank you very much for joining me today. It's a beautiful day. I've had a ginormous sleep, so let's have a little discussion, probably you in your head and me out of my mouth. What are you called to open up to, and what will the outcome be? So we're going to have a look at where you are at the moment, how you're coming across, a progression, a journey that you may be on, and where you should be ending up. What would be good to bring out of yourself? What would be good to say yes to? And we all have our blockages in life. I've got more extroverted friends who don't like to stay still. They don't like to stop and think. They like action, and sometimes that can trip them up. I've got introverted friends that get stuck in ruts because they're too scared to move into situations. Most of the time we don't tend to wish-a-wash around the middle. Let's just see where you're going and what's a good thing to do for yourself. Right, you've got three choices. Your first one is the King of Cups, which is this one. Your second choice is the Queen of Pentacles with a little goat. And your third choice is the Queen of Cups with a great suit on. So if you want to take your choice, then we'll go into it. Or we'll get into it. There you go.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Okay, I haven't really finished thinking, but to be honest, pile number, I'm going to say 4 then, because there are a lot of 4s in this. I was going to say it is pile number 1. This has, what should you open up to? It's moving into your love nature with passion. And it starts off at home. It starts off with regards to family relationships. It starts off with how the way that you relate to perhaps your children or your brothers or your sisters, your mum or dad, just people who are in the home environment first. It feels like healing wounds. It feels like giving of yourself. It feels like stability inside yourself. You've got initially the 10 of Earth and Ceres for you, so that is taking on a lot of responsibility. So are there things in your childhood where you feel like you've had to carry the can for other people? With Ceres there could be a relationship with a mother that needs healing in some way. And you've got the King of Cups, of course, for the first card, the initial choice card. So to me, it feels like being the bigger person, being the leader with regards to how you show your emotions, how you give your emotions, not waiting for the other person to show theirs to give you your baseline. It's like giving out first, you being the baseline, you being the leader, you showing people how to conduct themselves. That's always a strange thing, isn't it? I can remember reading something about people in work situations, and there were different type of people and how they relate in work. And one was the person that gave after somebody else had given to them, or I don't know, basically benefited them in some way. And then there were the ones that came into a work situation and gave out expecting the best from others to give out naturally anyway. Not whether they're given first. This has got this feeling. It feels with the 10 of Earth and Ceres, and you've also got the 2 of Cups down here, that your ability to relate to people, your ability to give in situations plays a leading role in other people's lives. They're watching you. But it also feels as well that it feels like a mother figure or a father figure here, or a Cancerian type of person. But it does feel that you've had tough times, and it would have been easier with the 10 of Earth here, and may have been easier if this pile is how to open up to sit on your heels and look at these tough times and almost like lick your wounds in some way. But there's also a feeling here that you're quite a tough person. You've got the 4 of Wands here, you've got the 10 of Earth here, you've got Ceres and the 4th house. So there's something to do with the way that you've been brought up, the way that you've experienced your early years, your teenage years, has either given you responsibility, or you've been caring for people, and that's what you do. You are a carer. You're probably seen as a carer in the world, even if it's not your job. You tend to go towards people, look after them, possibly with all this fourth house and all this Cancerian feel. You sense it even before they're in trouble. You're there, ready, waiting. And sometimes that can trip people up. Sometimes that ability to read people's emotions can not be beneficial to yourself at times. You've got to have, if you're very empathic, I suppose, you've got to have extremely strong boundaries, or you get trodden on. You will get trodden on in this world, and that's when you lose your strength. That's when your Ten of Earth feels like the wands on your back. I was thinking I was going to write a newsletter this week, which are mad. I think just a bit balmy, but I really enjoy doing them because I think it just introduces different concepts that sometimes it's difficult to talk about. And you get these old sort of, well, they're not that old, but they are old, books, channeled messages about people that come into different systems, life systems or changes in society at certain times, certain, not just decades, but certain every thousands and thousands of years. And some people just imagine if you were meant to come into a world which is dark and needs uplifting in some way, and you come in with a Ten of Earth here carrying everybody's spiritual woes. You may have a full 12th house, you may have a very strong Saturn in your chart, and you come here and you're meant to love people, whether it's just your immediate family initially and then beef it out to others. That is going to feel for you extremely difficult. It's going to feel like you're battered. It's going to be, to me, if the fourth house and Cancer, you're going to be the introvert that feels that everybody's there to pounce on you. And that's when you need to. The Ten of Earth is your spiritual lessons, not your burden, if you know what I mean. It's like you also get the strength of that as well. So if you feel like you're attacked from the outside, or you feel that everybody's really brazen, or that you're going to get hurt if you poke your nose out of your turtle shell, the lesson here and what you should open up to, it's probably your strength, your kindness, your receptivity, your ability to be empathic, your ability to read people and to be there when people need it. It's far more needed than not feelings, other people's dispositions that you're hiding from. This is what this message is, because you've got here the Four of Wands again, the Prince of Cups and the Moon card here. So that to me is tender. That's stability, that's tender. That is, to me, the whole pile feels very Cancerian. You don't have to have Cancer strong in your chart. It could be just something that you're going through, like a transit to your moon or something, where you're, like Neptune moon, where you're feeling softer. But to me, the message here and the journey is, this is your journey at the bottom, and where you're going is over here. And this is you in the process at the moment. You've got the Knight of Wands, you've got the Five of Swords, the Ten of Swords and the King of Swords. But I love these cards because they face each other. You've got action facing your mental abilities, how you discern things, how you understand yourself, and you've got a giver here, which is you. So you've got to put an end to that. And it may feel like loss, because when we change our personalities, we like to cling to what we know, and it can be quite painful. But this to me is talking of action, speaking of action, and it's like the King of Swords are like, they're kings. Use your best mental ability, use your best ability to take action, to move forward with the lessons that you've learned, with the strength that you've got already. And this to me feels like, it's like moving forward in more intimate relationships, because over here, as the journey moves over here, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Cups. So that is relating to other people in a way that's mature. Can you reveal your emotions to somebody that you're attracted to? Extremely painful. It's extremely vulnerable, but you haven't got your sensitivities in order to retreat back in that shell. With these lessons here, the Wheel of Fortune and your end card being the Chariot, your sensitivities, your ability to relate are there to be able to connect. Not everybody can do it like you. And the Two of Cups is putting it into a more intimate situation. So that to me is intimate relationships, love relationships with regards to lovers or very, very close friends. So can you do that now after you've made all these steps with confidence? Don't question that I am not enough, I haven't got this, I'm not this yet. We're never ever going to be that yet. The yet has no ending line, there's no finish line to yet, there's always more. It's part of our personalities, everybody's disposition. We settle, what's the next challenge? We settle, what's the next challenge? And it's the same with our personalities. I am this, I've got this, look at me, I'm fantastic. 2 weeks later, if only I had that. And I'm not just talking material goods here, I'm talking with inside ourselves. So you've got to learn to settle with yourself just as you are at the moment. Totally incomplete, but totally complete for that moment. So the Two of Cups here to me, with regards to what you should be open to, is moving forward in love relationships, growing up, being more of yourself, accepting yourself, being more joyous, more optimistic, more adventurous with regards to love. Where do you want to go? Why do we wait for other people? You know, we go for love readings, and love is such a fantastic topic. Nothing makes us feel like we're moving forward in life, like we've got it all, apart from when we're in love, or is that just me? And you've got sorry, my glasses just fell off my head. And then you've got the Two of Cups here, because I was getting emotive with regards to love there, and it basically exploded the top of my head off. The Two of Cups here is, it is connecting in a way that allows closeness, allows you to recognise your vulnerabilities in others. And then the Wheel of Fortune is doing it with a bit of oomph, doing it with a bit of play, with a bit of Jupiterian, let's get stuck in and let's have a go anyway. And your end card here with regards to what should you really open up to is the Chariot. Find your will. What makes you excited in the morning? Get up and do it. Get up that little bit earlier and do it. And then as you become more of who you're meant to be, not what you're tied down by, not by your responsibilities, you know, that's where you're going to flourish, and that's when that love's going to come towards you. But it's not, I'm not here telling it's going to come towards you. This is still the Chariot card. It's a horse. It is a horse. It's driven by animal instincts. It's fine. We are mammals. We are mammals. It's fine to be driven by them, but you need to be aware of them. And this is, I guess, a very intellectual decision to move forward. The kings looking at each other, to move forward with a purpose, but with a bit of horsey power behind it. A bit of fun, a bit of galloping about the field that we live in. Yeah, galloping about the field that we live in. This is a beautiful message, and I don't know if I'm portraying it well, but to me it feels like I would love to have this message. Had your tough times, you've stuck it out, you've got a good heart, you've played you've played that role really well, you've got lost in things in some way, you're still giving, you still are one of the world's givers. Absolutely great. Focus on yourself, connect properly with people. Don't think that you've got to give and not expect back. This is the Wheel of Fortune here. It's joyous. You give out anyway. If you get it back, who cares? But don't have that expectation. This is a balance between an intellectual thought process that's going to get you where you need to be, and then just getting stuck in with and having a bit of fun with it. The Chariot card is strong will. What do you want in your life? What, you've got to decide, what do you actually want to open up to? But this has got a lot to do with security blanket, being a carer, being a giver, staying at home. And then you've got the Wheel of Fortune and Chariot. Reach out, get out there, connect with people. Because it feels to me as if you're going to be accepted. It could be just like a timing thing where you've done your bit, let's get going, let's move outwards. Book that ticket, go travel, go to somebody, even if it's like a really good friend. And this card here is like somebody at the cinema. If you're thinking of going to, I want to go and see Elvis. I want to go and see Elvis this weekend. I love Baz Luhrmann. It's like a smorgasbord of fantasy there. And Elvis was something special. Regardless of how old he is, he had that certain something, didn't he? I think so. I remember kissing my Elvis poster at night. I am old, but I'm not that old, but I used to have a picture because I had a huge crush on him on my wall, and at night I'd go and give it a kiss goodnight every night. So if you're somebody if you fancy going to the cinema to see something, ring somebody up today and do it, because there's a picture here of a cinema, there's a picture of connecting. If there's somebody you'd like to go away for a weekend with, ring them up and do it this weekend. Take the initiative. Don't sink down into letting somebody else do it. You're in charge of your life. This is your chariot. You've got to ride it. Do it. Just take the leap. Even if you've got love there, why would you not why would you not go forth and share that? The Prince of Cups, holding that little heart to his head. What's not to love about that? What's not, why would you not share that? It's the kind of thing people are calling out for, and everybody's thinking that they are less than, everybody's stuck in their own minds. You've got something to give here. You're one of what I would say, something like it's not something, you've got a tender heart. So why not go and let people see more of it? Go out and laugh, go out and have fun, and don't think too much. There's a balance here between the action and thinking. So go to the cinema, book that ticket, go away for a weekend, get in the car, do a Thelma and Louise. Don't drive off the end with a chariot card, but do something that is fun. Open up to possibilities, open up to people, open up to new situations, open up to a new self. A new sense of self that has purpose and direction and enjoys. Come out of what you come out of that situation where you said, this is me. That's not you. That was you. But we've all keep progressing. You've got to be open to new possibilities. We get stuck and say, well, it would be really unfaithful to change myself. No, not at all. You're here to progress. That is the only reason we're here. The only reason we're here is to experience and to hopefully move through different situations and in our own little minds master them, be the best we possibly can. And this is your ticket to connect to people, to open up to new possibilities, to see the world as a bigger place and do it with a bit of chutzpah. I always feel really naughty when I feel like I'm using other people's words from different languages. Chutzpah, I'm whispering it. Chutzpah. Go for it. Go for it. Whispering to you. Just take it and run with it. Life's got to be fun. Life's got to be experienced. We're not here forever. You don't want to be there at the end, still at home, still wondering what to do next. This is like, even if you find this frightening, find out one thing that really entertains you, makes you feel good, excites you. Share it with somebody, but push that slightly outside of your comfort zone, and then you be riding your horse somewhere in a direction that's going to feel a little bit more empowered. Okay, pile number 1, I'm going to leave you there. Let me know how you get on. Thank you very much. Please subscribe. I say this on, I don't know what I'm doing my videos, where they go, but please subscribe. Oh my God, I never know what to do. I am absolutely awful at this. What do you do on YouTube? You subscribe, you share it, and if you comment as well, it makes it go further so more people see it and I don't sit here talking to my table too much. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay, this is quite a specific message that's got different variants, but there's still, what I'm feeling is a specific message in this. So I don't know if it's going to apply to all because it goes down a particular channel. It does splay out though. What are you called upon to open up to, and what will the outcome be? To me, this has got a very strong message of you're called upon to accept your beauty, and this can go down different paths. To me, it feels like you're one of those people that are naturally good looking, which is really difficult to say because if you've got low self-esteem or body dysmorphia in some way, you will never be ever be able to see it. You know, there's certain times in our lives and we think that I go through this, and we feel that we're really disgusting, and then we look back at old photos, old videos, and you actually feel quite sorry for yourself. Why did you judge yourself so harshly? Because you weren't. It's just as it's never enough. And I think I said this in pile number 1. The Empress card on Venus in the first house has got a lot to do with beauty that is put out to people. That's outside. How you dress, your face, your figure, you know, your body. You know, this whole spread is about that. And to me, it feels like there's an acceptance of your beauty as it is, and a release of shame in here. And which sounds a really weird thing to say, but shame is often, and you probably will say that's wrong, but I do think shame, and this isn't coming from me, is associated with bodies. You know, there's like the swear words that we have. I do think that, and of the people who are probably saying, well, that's wrong, are probably fire sign people. I think that, oh my gosh, that is that flipping card. Look at it, watch it. He loves it. He loves the card next to it. Be nice. I'm the Lovers. Be nice, 5 of Wands. Oh, that's annoying me. That's okay to stay there for the moment. Fire sign people tend to feel less shame with their physicality. Let's just say you've got like, I'm going to change this, well, it doesn't have to be man or woman, but let's just say you've got 2 Lovers, one's very Cancerian, one very Virgo, so they're basically getting changed underneath the covers. And then you get, let's say, a Sagittarius man or woman, their clothes are off, they're standing there, they're not particularly bothered about what part of them you can see from what direction, handstands, whatever. That is their body. It's what they're born with, it's how it's developed, that's it, no shame. This has got this feeling to it. It feels very sort of sweet and beautiful and tender to begin with. Somebody who is aware of their looks, whether it's for negative, not quite sure yet, or positive. To me, it feels positive. It feels that you might know that you're good looking, or you put a lot of interest into clothes or makeup, or keeping fit in this feeling. Less keeping fit, more clothes and makeup with the Empress here. First house, actually, maybe. It's a mixture, probably. Then you've got here the Lovers that wants to kiss the 5 of Wands. And what did I think when I put these out? To me, this felt, I was saying it wasn't positive or negative. You've got a fight to do with dichotomies or duality here. So you may facilitate between thinking you're nice looking, thinking everything's fine, then feeling shame. There's also a feeling here of shame to do with because you've got cards which like cutting cards, and this is where it gets very specific, and it won't be for everybody. There are different ways. The page of the 2 pages here, and you've got the Empress and Venus, and this is where it does go down a certain route that, if you're not in this time in your life, or that you well, if it's not for you, it's not for you, that you may have had body changes to do with pregnancy that could have affected the way that you conduct your life, or the way that, how confident you feel in love relationships, how confident you feel in clothes, how confident you feel in the gym, how confident you feel, full stop. Just thoughts here. Because it's like you're fighting it. You're fighting probably 2 parts of yourself. One that wants to be accepted, one that accepts your body as it is. And the need to open up, to me, feels like working hard on it. So there's also a feeling here of Page of Swords as well, could have something to do with this beauty in this first house of the way to get your confidence back, or the way to feel confident inside yourself, to me, isn't just a mixture of buying and, it feels nice, doesn't it, to go and buy makeup, or not that I buy much makeup, to go and buy new clothes. But there's a real feeling here with the 8 of Pentacles and the Page of Swords that a new path has to be made, and it needs to be hard work. Oh God, Lord, who wants to be told that? It feels like, I'm going to say exercise here. And the way I'm actually stumbling on actually saying this is because that's naturally what I do, and I don't want to put my personality too much into this. You can't help but do that because you're speaking out of your own body. But you've got, I'll explain to you why I'm saying it. You've got the Empress, you've got Venus, beauty personified. It's you going out there looking good, feeling like you should do. And I can remember Martine McClutchan, I think I've said this before and couldn't say her name and it sounded rude. She used to be on EastEnders and she's a singer, she's in Love Actually. And she said, I can't remember it, she'd had her teeth done or there's a specific thing that she had done. And she said, I feel like I can compete with the others, which is a really difficult thing in today's societies. How many stars have not had surgery? And so we look at them and we think absolutely beautiful. Almost 98%, I guess, have had something, and oftentimes something big done. So they do look like that. Well, I don't look like that, but they do look like that. And you can always feel shame, you can always feel inadequate. So this could have something to do with plastic surgery because you have got cutting down here, you've got ideas. If you're thinking of surgery, what would be your answer? Find somebody who's established. Find somebody, don't go off and find somebody, you know, make sure you've done your research, make sure they've got like pictures, before and after pictures, make sure this person's got a good reputation. And I would say consult with the Three of Pentacles here. This has got lots of different messages and it's all to do with physicality and beauty. But as I was saying earlier, the message, actually I jumped here, sorry, the Eight of Pentacles and the first house there with the beauty, and the first house to me is Aries, and you've got the Eight of Pentacles here. Your way to accepting yourself and being more open to your beauty and just feeling good in yourself. That is everything. You've got more to give when you feel happy in your body, when you feel happy with the way that you look and the way that you move. You're a happier person. So don't actually, you know, don't put, I would say here, with even a feeling of surgery here, but the balance and the fight to get there, don't put what you think is right and wrong, or it's not good to have surgery. If you feel that you're confident in what your choice of the surgeon, then this would probably say, be open to that, consult with that surgeon. If there's something that's really bugging you, you know, the change in you and your confidence could be huge. It could open up. It could leave you open actually to new things, new possibilities. But going back to my main thing that I stopped with the Aries and the Eight of Pentacles here is Page of Swords, new mindset, exercise, do something, and that is far better than dieting. Dieting to me is negative. Eating well is positive. Dieting to me is always restriction, and it puts you back in what I always see as this like 80s, 90s era of the don't do it, don't be it, just abstain. Abstinence actually cures absolutely nothing. This to me is like balance with your diet, exercise. You know, if you're thinking here how to open up to this, book yourself into the gym, find an exercise that, you know, an exercise, what the term is, a form of exercise that makes you feel like yourself. If you like dancing, put the music on half an hour every night, dance around your room. If you like, you know, weights and strength, book into the gym and just do it. Don't make an excuse for yourself, just do it. Everybody wakes up and think, oh, perhaps not. But the comebacks, what you actually get from it, the way that it doesn't just change your body, but it will change your whole outlook on life, your whole personality, confidence, your choices. This feels like it could be a big deal. Whether it's something to do with, there is a feeling here of motherhood, and motherhood mushes your body. It really does mush your body. If that is a setback with regards to moving forward in relationships with people, sort that out. If you know, if you have the ability to sort it out and you've got somebody who's confident doing that for you, then I would say yes, do it. I've got a friend. I've got one friend, Aries lady. Actually, all my fiery friends, I've got a lot of fiery friends. I talked about this in a video yesterday about, I would say reasonably, I'm an extroverted introvert, mainly introvert, to be honest. I don't know about rude, to be honest. And all my friends tend to be quite extroverted, not all of them. My school friends, we've had times together, we've dwelled together. And then I've got friends outside of school where I've not really gone searching for friends. So the extroverts basically come into your house and they drag you out and you enjoy it. You know, that's what, it is good, but it's all my extroverted friends that make themselves feel beautiful. If there's something not there, they've gone for, I'm not going to go into it because I'm not advocating this, they've gone for little pep-ups, let's just say. They've sorted out the bits that give them insecurities. They've, you know, if they just do it, they don't think too much about it. They, you know, beauty, beauty is beautiful, but it's all in context, isn't it? Beauty, what a statement, eh? It means nothing. But the Empress and the Venus is beauty, and I did something on a blog, and it had Kim Kardashian, Marilyn Monroe, and that sort of, that Venus in the first house, that Neptunian, where you can almost fall into their beauty, and they're iconic for it. That's not good English, but you know what I mean. They are icons of beauty. Amber Heard, at the moment, it's a lot in the media. She Taurus, Libra, you know, the Venus in that as well. So you may be actually naturally very beautiful anyway. But let me get to the message. Okay, so let's have a look at this. What are you called to open up to? Acceptance of your beauty, whether you feel good about it or not. There's a feeling here that it could be pushed out. You could actually be a model in some way and your beauty is pushed out into the world. You could be seen for your looks. If it's not that, because not everybody's a model and that probably is a very small percentage, then it has got something to do with fighting and finding balance with who you are. And there's different, the way to open up to this has got different messages. There's the message of surgery here. I'm not advocating that's a good thing to do, but what I would say with the Hierophant here and the Three of Pentacles is consult and make sure you find one that you have confidence in through past referrals. There's a feeling here of not sitting on your laurels with regards to moving forward with your looks. Put the effort into feeling good, because that opens you up to a different world. You know, more confidence in yourself, more ease with yourself. And we all have different levels of what makes us feel confident, and different different things make you feel good. You know, there's an exercise feeling here. I would rather feel fit and healthy than to spend money on makeup or my face. Given up on that one, but not everybody's like that. Other people, you know, really enjoy makeup. It's an image, it's an art form. You know, it's like something you can just fall into. I can understand it. Buying products, something coming through the post, trying it out, and transformation. You know, and if that gives you your lift, that is it for you. If it's exercise, and this to me gives the message here that you perhaps need to pep up your exercise, change something a little bit. But with exercise, you've got to find something that you love, or you're just not going to keep it. There is a strong feeling here of balance, which brings me to diet. You know, not diet. Diet's the wrong word there, because it gives those connotations of restriction, things that you shouldn't eat. Everything is balanced. Nothing. Don't abstain from anything because you want it even more. It's just make sure that your food is measured in a way that feeds you rather than just satiates you. It feeds you inwardly. And I often think this when I see Sadhguru. Gosh, I love Sadhguru. He's like Sean Connery of the spiritual world, isn't he? Or that Virgo, or that sort of husky voice, which I'm sure is a very unspiritual thing to say. But he's talking about the soils a lot, and he doesn't mention this himself, but to me, I'm thinking every time he says this, that he's talking about soils, because the minerals inside us play such a huge part in how we transform our body. And if he's talking about spiritual aspects, spiritual transformation dredges up all your reserves in your body. And you're not going to get there unless you've got it from nature inside you. Let's just say, like vitamins, minerals, and all this. Let's just say you've not got the iron and the copper inside you. That is part. I always think I'm going to do a really big. I won't talk about this just in case somebody else is going to do it as well. You've got to have that. You've got to be balanced with regards to inside yourself, because you think about astrology and being balanced in astrology. You've got that chart. It's the same for minerals. They all interplay together to give you that balance. Balance is key. I'm ranting on here because this is exciting to me, but maybe not everybody else. Let me keep going. You need to find balance. You need to fight for that balance in a way that makes you feel good, in a way that actually clicks in with you and your personality, whether it's exercise, whether it's clothes, I don't know what it is, whether it's beauty products, whether it's surgery, whether it's tackling something with a bit of force that makes you feel like you may have lost something as you've got older. You may not feel comfortable with something as you're young. And it's like, it's okay to fix things. Don't let anybody else put on you what they think is right. You find your way to feeling beautiful. But also as well with this balance, understand don't do it through insecurity. There's got to be part of it. But know whether it feels balanced, tempered inside you. There's things probably I wish I would have done as young. I just feel like, what's the point now? Which is contradicting what I've just said. Perhaps I should do it too. Perhaps this is my pile. There's like lots of things. There's like things added on things, I think, probably why here. But there's just... The message is beautify yourself in whichever way, open up to new possibilities. And as I just said for myself, and this is probably my message, don't give up on things that make you feel good, because when you feel good, you've got more to give people. So you're getting called to open up to improvement with regards to your physicality. Choose it, use it, be it rather than just think about it. Doesn't have to be the drastic route. I'm not honestly telling anybody, so please don't put it in the comments, go and have surgery. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying choose what you know inside yourself, not from insecurity, from self-improvement that makes you feel good, that feels good to you already, and move forward with that. Open up to it. Open up to feeling good. Don't feel shame. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do. Choose your path, whether it's makeup, whether it's exercise, whether it is just in some form of self-improvement. But if it is surgery, all I would say is make sure that it's the right thing for you, because there's a message here, and your path has got consultation. It's got like a traditional sort of hospital feel to it. So don't just go off to I don't know, somewhere where you haven't researched, or you're going to feel unstable. I don't know. The reason I'm saying that is because I've just come back from Turkey, and there were lots of people with hair transplants on the plane and nose jobs on the plane, which to me was really interesting. Because to me, I'm thinking the fear of going to a different country and it going wrong would be, I would want to be at home, I think, if something went wrong. So find your security in what you're going to do. I am not advocating surgery. I'm going to say it one more time. You know what you want. You know what is balanced. You know that it's time probably to make a move with that, but whatever it is, look after yourselves and make a sensible decision. It's changes, your pages, like new beginnings, new thoughts, new actions, not accepting less than with the 4 here, the 4 of Cups. If you're feeling insecure about something, I suppose there are 2 ways forward, aren't there? You're feeling insecure about something, sit with it, work out your mind. But this message in here is take action too. It's got to be both, probably. It's take action too. But there's got to be a recognition of where you sit with it, I suppose. Okay, pile number 2. Sorry. Know where you're coming from. Know the balance between what other people put upon you, what typical beauty is, but also know that it's okay to try and feel good about yourself. but you've got to be your own regulator in that, nobody else. Enjoy your body, enjoy your, you know, the way that you put yourself forward, and your clothes and your makeup, and just be proud of yourself, really. And if you feel like changes, then do it, but make sure you're safe with yourself and that it's coming from the right place. That's the best I've got. Good luck, pile number 2. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you, bye. Okay, there's a couple of messages in this pile number 3. I'm just going to start and tell you what I can see, and then I know 2 things. Let me tell you aloud so I remember. One is a work message, one is a movement with friends message, or enjoyment with friends message, or very close lovers. You've got here the fortune card, and you've got the flip-flop or going on holiday, and you've got here the Uranus card. So Jupiter, Uranus together, they're very, they're big planets. They are wild planets. I often think when you get Uranus and Sagittarius people, or Aquarius and Sagittarius, there's a lot they have in common. You stick them together and they're chatting in a party, and you can watch them, and they're both forward thinking. They're both very freedom loving. They're both very humanitarian, and both of them in many ways. Both very sort of involved in charities, want the best for the world, big thinkers, but they will end up, normally by the end of the night, arguing over something. There's a lot to do with, I guess, Uranus. Aquarius people tend to have strong, don't come too close, boundaries I'm going to say around them, but it's not so much boundaries, it's almost a case of they revert back into the shell, and it tends to hurt the Sagittarius in some way, and they find Sagittarius too pushy, and the Sagittarius find Aquarius too cold. So there's those energies running alongside. So the things that they share together are the push outwards, the progression, the wanting more out of people, wanting humanity to be better in some way. Big thinkers. One that pushes outwards and makes sure that it happens, and one with the best ideas to do it. So that's a feeling I'm getting there. Then you've got the 10th house. So the 10th house could be parents, it could be, you know, a work situation, it could be progression with regards to career, that type of thing, or how you're seen in the public eye. So I'm just weeding my way down with my initial thoughts here. Then where are you at the moment? You've got the Empress and the Four of Swords and the Seven of Wands. It feels like your basic nature, what you've been called up to do. So your basic nature at the moment is one that's very progressive, one that's very sort of forward thinking and inclusive. And then you've got these cards down here that feel like you've shut yourself off from it. And it's asking you to take a leap of faith in some way. And that's where I probably got the thought initially, because you end up in the Justice card with the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles card here has got, well, there's a feeling of connection with the Two of Cups above it and the Justice card. It's like people who, you know, very sort of Venus-y feel of people that are able to connect and people that enjoy connecting. The Nine of Pentacles card here is going back to this almost I've shut myself off with boundaries, pull yourself out of it feeling. So I don't know whether it's work, I don't know whether it's friends. There's a message here that I was half expecting this to come out as a 9th house. If you are teetering in a more sort of downsized manner of this spread, more applicable manner I suppose, on booking a holiday with friends, do it. There's a feeling here that's the feeling I kept getting as I was opening up the cards and turn the cards over. If you are thinking of a group get together, then do it, because that could be something that opens up new possibilities for you, allows you to be introduced to new people. So say yes to a social event. Don't shut yourself off in your bedroom here. You know, don't keep yourself in your house. If you've been looking after children or if you've been tied at home, it's time to throw yourself out of that plane. No, don't go abroad and try that. It's time to just basically uproot yourself and try something new. Open yourself up to new possibilities with regards to new social events, with regards to holidays, with regards to new career opportunities. You're a progressive person. You've got a big personality. You've squashed yourself down into small, compact, suitable, acceptable, and that is new. These cards here don't care whether they're accepted, they don't care whether they're suitable, they care more about the truth, they care more about moving forward. This to me is like, it feels painful. It feels like you put yourself into it, but you put your own baby in a corner. You are baby. You've put yourself in the corner. And the way forward, the way that this journey is going to develop, you've got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, but you've got that with what feels like not losing the people behind you. These two energies can leave people. You've got this little Cancerian card at the end. I don't know if it is Cancer, but the cups here are almost like crying, don't leave the people that you love behind with this move. This out of all three piles is calling for the biggest move. It's calling for stripping away things that don't serve you, stripping away personality constructs that you've outgrown. And the Wheel of Fortune is doing it big style. You got that twice. And it feels as well, you know, Jupiter is luck. It feels like that moment that when you make those big changes, and somebody said this to me during the week. Oh, I can't remember what was said. But once you start making the changes, you have to, oh, I know who it is. Oh, lovely lady. She said to me, she probably would like to be called a lady because she's still young, but she said to me that she's ready to move on from work. And there's that, you know, she's been mistreated in work and she's ready to move on. I hope she won't mind me. I don't think she'll mind me saying this. I won't say her name, obviously, but and then you get stuck in that, don't you? You know, when our parents tell us, make sure that you have stability, make sure, and for the best, I say it to my kids, but you can also get stuck in no progression at all. And when you make that jump sometimes, that's when things start opening up to you. I'll give you a little example here. My younger sister, she won't mind. I don't think she'll mind. She's Scorpio. She doesn't like personal things being revealed. So I'll say it quickly. She was stuck in a job where everybody was abusing that job. It was something you could make a film of. Absolutely fantastic. Not going into detail, but oh my Lord, you could make a documentary out of it. She moved. She went and she set up her own business with a friend, and trying to find somewhere to, you know, to set up this business. Things just started falling into place. There was like fantastic buildings right in the centre of Exeter, and people were like, you can have this for free, and you're like, that just doesn't happen. You can have this for free, and it just tumbled. People kept coming and saying, I can help you with this, and she wasn't searching for it. It just almost tumbled into something absolutely fantastic. Is she still there? No, she's not. It lasted 6 months, but in the bravery that she did to make that step, her confidence improved. She tried different things. She knew she could set a business up in a really good way. She left the business to a business partner and got another job that she probably wouldn't have got if she hadn't gone through that experience. So it's confidence. It's a little bit of just letting go, I think, in some way that pulls us into different scenarios. But to me, this feels that what are you called upon to do at the moment is to let go, to move forward and be more of yourself here. But always keep, you know, the people, don't leave people behind who you've got on with. It's, you know, don't, if you aren't actually going abroad, keep in contact with people, even take them with you. It doesn't have to be it could be, 10th house makes me think career though. It could be parents, it could be movement away from parents, here with the Four of Swords and the Empress card here. You know, is there some sort of issue, I don't mean to choose that word, but I probably meant it, that your parents have handed down to you with the 10th house, the Four of Swords and the Empress, and it's made you feel a little bit contained when you're actually, this energy is totally uncontained. And this is saying new starts, new beginnings, be that uncontained person, be more, experiment, be wilder, be freer, but don't forget your roots here with this card at the end. there is a strong feeling that your improvement, what you need to be open to, is new possibilities or new suggestions from somebody that you already know. If somebody could come to you and provide you with an opportunity or provide you with advice in some way. 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups here. Connect. There's even on a more practical level, you know, those parties that, I don't know if people still do this, when I had this when my children were young, and you get invited, and it was normally like selling something party. It could have been makeup, it could have been something, and basically lots of ladies handed their babies over to whoever would look after them, to be honest, anybody, the dog, and went and got drunk normally in somebody else's house. If that feels right, if you're setting something up career-wise, there's also a feeling here that throw yourself into something that makes you feel uncomfortable, and that is selling yourself with regards to, like, let's just say you do a tarot party. Because the 9 of Pentacles is this woman here having a little party on her own. And this is a career driven, this is expansive, this is getting out of your comfort zone, this is new starts and being more of yourself. So that could be, because you've got 2 of Cups here and the Justice card is the End cards. You know, what you need to be open to, what will the outcome be, is more connections, more networking, more... 2 of Cups there makes me feel like closer relationships, creamy partnership, because that's what we talked about earlier. And the 3 of Pentacles again, it feels like connections, networking. And doing it on your home ground, to me, is a possibility. Whether it is a, you know, let's just say you work on the internet, you are a tarot, maybe a podcast or something like that. The 9 of Pentacles, maybe a drunken podcast. Well, that's what you should be doing, just something like that, because it's connections and it's opening up, and it's self-expression here as well. So let's start summing this up. What are you called upon to do, to open up to, and what will your outcome be? You are called upon to look at your basic personality. It's an expansive personality. If this is, you know, if this feels like you, it would be something that is normally happy-go-lucky, normally expectant, normally pushes outwards, enjoys life, loves new possibilities, new experiences, open personality already. You've got a feeling here that you've lost your oomph at the moment. You may have been restricted. You know, it seems like COVID's so far away that we can't really blame that anymore, but you could have stuck you at home doing something that you could have come out of work and doing more work at home. There's a feeling here, you've got 2 aces, the 7 of Wands. Chuck yourself into your next one. You've got to chuck yourself into your next if you're listening to this and you're feeling a passion for something, you're feeling excited by something, especially if it's work orientated, especially if it's got something to do with moving out of home, moving away from parents, you've just got to do it. You've got to, those thoughts are already there, I think. You've just got to move here. There is a feeling here that charity begins at home. I don't know if that is saying, I think it is, but to remember that, remember where you've come from, remember who's helped you. If you've got connections from the past, it's value them, and you know, there may be a possibility that you can actually make it work for both of you or the group of people here with the 3 of Pentacles. The Justice card is relate to people. Get out there and do it and relate, and because people need to see more of this in the world, need to see more hope, need to see more happiness and possibilities. And there's maybe a way that you can do that, where you can make other people feel more smoothed out. That's what you need to be open to. Sharing yourself, being yourself, networking, starting things off, letting people see who you are. Whether it's career, whether it's moving away from, outgrowing your home environment. And that could very much be like moving as well, because the 4th house is opposite the 10th. You know, if you want to move home, it's time to do it. And do it with believing that it's going to be for the best, because this feels like it very much could be. Okay, pile number 3. Yeah, I've got that right. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you want to check out Patreon, I've got lots of lovely people over there, really lovely people over there. Please like, please share, do all those things that help if you don't mind. Bye.